back to A Different Lens. I'm Mark Williams. I'm here to let you guys know about the truth, the reality, and all the good shit you need to hear. Up on the top right-hand corner, I have my main man.
The gambler, the tragic antagonist. Who's filming this?
And wow. In center of attention, we have
Sazul, your favorite intellectual here.
You see how I cater to your ego to make you feel good about yourself real quick. All right, we took 2 weeks off. 2 weeks off, I think it was. But we got a lot of news to go back. I want to start off with this. This and this.
Trump. Yeah, man.
Nah, you
Go ahead, drink that.
What are your thoughts on our fearless leader speaking about disinfecting and injecting yourself with disinfectant to cure yourself from the coronavirus? What's your thoughts, y'all?
Why not? Try it.
Yeah.
It could be really, really good. It could be some positive, really. Why not? What do you have to lose?
Right. Yeah.
That's what I think of it. We got we have the best doctors in the world. We have the best, cures. Try it. It ain't gonna kill you.
Right.
And whatever we need to stop this terrible disease, because we were flying high before this invisible monster just took us out.
Do you think that what do you think, Vanna?
Trump speech. Huh?
I'm honestly just speechless at the fact that, like, first of all, he's just so ignorant to make that, like, a statement that he actually wanted to be public. But then again, you just have to think about how many Americans, proud Americans at that, are so much more ignorant to, like, follow what it is that he's saying and really believe that this man has our best interest at heart. Like, I'm just baffled.
Do you think, obviously, a lot of the people that voted for him are upset with the current shelter ends and all that stuff, they're boycotting throughout the country. Do you think that he's going to get reelected? And if so, is it going to be relatively easy?
At this point, I'm really I don't know how he won the first time. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Whoa.
That's facts, though.
I just feel like
you gonna win again? Nah. Biden's gonna win by default, but they're pushing that sexual assault thing
on Biden
hard.
Yeah.
But look, at this point, I don't know if it's too much of anything that's gonna make people not vote against Trump. Most people, they're just not gonna vote against him.
Like Vanna said, if you follow him, then you really need to have a really big time reality check.
Especially if you want those 20 million on the unemployment line, or the many people still ain't get any type of stimulus, anything.
Ain't nothing been stimulus.
Me included. I ain't seen nothing.
What you gonna say, Vanna?
I seen something, I don't know how true it was, that they were saying that deceased people were getting stimulus checks before people yo, this is like, I just don't understand. And then they were sending it to people, tax preparers, all type of stuff. At this point, the intellect of the average American is like so low that it's like they would there's so many racist individuals that they'd rather just have somebody that symbolizes what they believe should be. That they don't care about anything else that he has to offer besides the fact that he wants to make America great again in the sense of race. There's nothing else that he wants to do for America that'll make it great again, in my opinion.
I'd agree. I just read this morning that a couple things. He owns a big loan to the Chinese people, the Bank of China. A big loan for the Trump building, because he only owns 30% of that building.
He filed for bankruptcy like how many times? So
like 1,000 times. Like 1,000 times.
I'm not sure.
And then lastly, the fact that he even said that. Did you see the doctor in her face? Anybody see her face?
Yeah, but my thing with her is, how can I count on you when you rather let people die than what? Disrespect this idiot? That's talk. Like I'm trying to figure out like who is she being respectful to at this point, and where's your integrity as a doctor to say, whoa, chill out, homeboy.
I thought they took an oath. Isn't there an oath that they have to adhere to as far as saving lives?
Yeah.
Well, she sits there, like she has nothing to say, sitting there uneasy. Open your mouth. Say no, you're wrong.
She don't want to get fired.
Well, then if that's all you're afraid about, then you already lost, bro. If all you're afraid about is getting fired from a job, you need to quit that job because you're a slave to it.
Agreed.
You can't. If you own it, it's one thing. But if you don't own it, you can't walk around being afraid to get fired.
Agreed.
I mean, you just can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, that's terrible, but I don't lose my time. I mean, now you can ignore certain things that don't have anything to do with you.
Right.
But right is right. I mean,
right.
It's becoming a comedy show now. I'm not really. I don't have to speak about it. It should be apparent to everyone who's watching. You know what I mean? That's
true. The only reason I did that because that might have been one of the dumbest shits I ever heard in my life. Drink Lysol and infect yourself with some type of.
Well, it gets dumber and dumber. It gets dumber and dumber, and the people who justify it. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
They're dumber and dumbest. What are you gonna say, Vanna? Before we wrap this up,
I'm not judging.
I just really I'm really just lost for words at the fact that this is the man that we entrusted with our country. Wow.
That's how. Wow. Wow is right. That's all we got is wow. All right, we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna wrap up this one. It's called Lysol and Clorox and any other disinfectants in between.
But real talk,
Welcome back to another episode, another segment of A Different Lens. I'm Mark Williams, and the guy up top, reaching, turning the light out is...
Well, tagging. It's hot as hell. I'm trying to turn this fan on, bro. All right. It's hot as hell in here. All right. Trying to turn that fan on.
Welcome back to another segment of A Different Lens. I'm Mark Williams again. We're going to give you the raw, the real, and the ratchet at the same time. Top left, I have my man. What's your name, young fella?
The gambler, tragic antagonist, man. 29 years old from Brooklyn.
Yo, I'm out of here.
And the bottom
and
the young lady wearing a Japanese war suit. Who are you?
Billie Jean.
I am Sazul, and I have officially logged off because I can't. I'm logged off.
All right, listen, Sazul, this may not be a segment for you only because it may be a little older than you, but JR, we need to talk about 3 things that happened big for the culture of the culture. Number 1, what the hell? Primo versus RZA.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also had Teddy Riley looking like the old uncle at the barbecue versus Babyface.
Who looked like the older uncle. Man.
And then we had part 2 where Teddy Riley disappeared for an hour and a half. And with Babyface again. What's the importance of those battles? They actually kept us alive for a couple of nights. It was like must-see TV.
Yeah, I mean, it shows the power of the music, particularly of hip-hop, and how many hip-hop fans are still starving for, Generation Xers and such are starving for their old artists, the old producers, the people who laid the groundwork for some great music in the golden era of music in the 90s. I think it also, just gives the younger generation, because if you love music, it's like anything else. Why do you think they give music appreciation in school? If you love sports, why do you think they tell you study the greats. Study.
Yep.
Everything has a beginning and everything has an end. Nothing started last week. You know,
I agree.
so I love the fact that you're taking the true legends. You're not a legend in a year. You know what I mean? Because you had 100 million streams one year. The true legends of the game that have helped craft the game, helped develop the artists, have created some of the biggest hits in history to this day, and laid the foundation for hip hop becoming the #1 music in the world. Just recently, over the last couple of years, it just became #1 in the entire world in 2018. For the first time, it outsold every other genre. So,
what's your thoughts on that, Savannah? Are you familiar with DJ Premier and RZA?
I've dabbled due to my parents and my grandma, of course, but I've never really like sat there, and I'm not gonna sit here in front like I know what's going on for real.
Did you watch any of the RZA and Primo beat on battle? How about the Teddy Riley 1 and 2 versus Babyface?
Well, I mean, when he was having all them technical difficulties, I was out. I'm sorry, I could not sit there and watch that because he was struggling. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go, because I've been actually trying to take a break from social media because, you know. But another thing I wanted to add was that in regards to them being legends, I think another really big thing is them getting to that platform without the usage of social media, like, you know, because that definitely wasn't around back then. And so it was more like, if you like, you know, it was like word of mouth, like radio type of stuff.
Organic.
Or it was organic, and they were very talented.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, not saying
groundbreaking. You know, they were sampling people's stuff, but they were creating new sounds of music. It's not like now it's digital. You take it, you flip it, you whip it, you do 1,000 different things, whatever you really want to it. You know,
right?
So it's very organic, and it's just an appreciation for the street base of the art form, because we've gotten so far from where the art form started. Right? Let's be honest. It's called evolution. It's called expansion. It's called whatever. But we've gotten so far from where the art form really started that it's good to see guys who are part of the original, you know, foundational blueprint of the art form actually still be respected. And what it shows me more than anything is that, like I've been saying, there's a very large market, 30 and over market for old producers, older 90s rap groups, 90s R&B groups, and it's untapped. It's not being tapped. The fact that Babyface and Teddy Riley, let's be honest, guys who had commercial hits, crossed over, still didn't get the due that white producers or producers not of color got for the incredible track record. Like, you know, Babyface did soundtracks on his own for entire movies.
A whole movie,
stuff like that, you know? So I'm just glad that they proved the power of real hip-hop, the fact that hip-hop fans don't go anywhere. They're 40, they're 50, they're 60, depending on the genre, depending on when you were born. That, you know, I loved it, man. 4 million people.
Now, what they at any given time, they had 500,000 people in that chat.
And they're not Justin Bieber, you know? So
500,000 is basically Queens, damn near. I don't know exactly, but obviously it's a large amount of people. Who, Sazu, of today's generation, who would you say would be a comparable battle where they can just go back and forth and have legendary status? Now, that's a good question. You didn't think about that. I got one that would really shake the world.
I really don't. I guess I would say Chris Brown, maybe, against
his father, Usher.
Yeah, Usher. I'm not gonna lie.
That's good hit for hit.
I think I was a little bit too grown because of the fact that I was listening to absolutely every single Usher song, hit, mixtape, R&B, love, anything. Usher was like.
Who you got?
Who do I got?
Yeah, Usher or Chris Breezy?
Usher for sure. Like, I don't care what nobody has to say. Like,
Usher. Who you got, JR?
I would take Chris Brown. And now I prefer the Chris Brown. There's two different Chris Browns. I like the younger one, the one I met when he was 16, the one I sang the love song, sang the ballads, really flexed his vocal tone. Then he became an animal, started doing like that rap hip hop shit, not really utilize it. Because Chris Brown is one of the best singers in the world, like hands down. But he don't shoot it all the time. But he still makes incredible music, and they love his music. But I'm talking about as a older veteran. You know, I like his slow jumps when he's really flexing his vocal muscles. I think that's like almost a dead even thing, because you look at like Michael Jackson had a big influence on Usher. Yeah. Usher had a big influence on Chris Brown.
Oh, yeah, of course he did.
And then Chris Brown is like Usher 2.0 with the dancing, but Usher could dance his ass off. It's just a little different era for the dancing now. You know?
Yeah, I don't
go a little hard, you know, like Usher could dance though. He could dance his ass off. I think that would be a great battle, Usher versus Chris Brown, because there's so many hits Usher had that you forgot about.
I think Chris Brown wins only because he has bigger songs. He may not be better songs.
And he came out in an era where social media really pushed him to another level.
Remove Confessions. Confessions is off the chain. Nobody will ever touch Confessions. But outside of Confessions, what songs really shook the earth that Usher had?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm just really
biased. Ad was a hit. You got it, but that whole album though was crazy. The one before Confessions was crazy. You remind me
Climax. Just the song alone, Climax was.
Usher got joints. Mega
Climax. Okay, Climax was a good song.
That was a popular song. So.
Not fucking with that Chris Brown shit. Chris Brown.
You remind me, that's not true, because if I call my wife in here right now, she'd be like, Chris Brown can't fuck with Usher. You crazy? So,
wait, I'm not saying singing wise and nothing like. I'm talking about songs.
I mean, girls gonna know Usher songs. Like, you
women
know what I mean? Usher was dominating his genre. He was dominating his lane for a good 10 years. Remember, he came out at 16, just like Chris Brown came out young. He dominated into the early 2000s. He was really doing his thing. Then he stopped for a little while. The game changed. He really didn't keep making music like that. You know? When the last time Usher made a song in the club? That was like 100 years ago.
Nah, he has some new shit that's out now.
Yeah, but nobody. Nah. I'm talking about some real shit. Nobody cares.
Oh yeah. That's not. Sazu. Drake versus Hov. 20 songs.
That's interesting.
Give me 20 songs, 20 rounds. Who you got?
I think that for me personally, I don't want to say Hope only because of the fact that, like, I don't really, aside from his album with Beyonce, like, that just came out. Yeah, like, aside from that one, like, I don't really hear that much from him anymore.
He's not your generation. I get that totally.
Like Prime Jay-Z, yes, I believe so.
Yeah, that last Jay-Z album was bullshit to anybody under 40 years old. So I'll tell you that much. And I'm 44.
That's what I'm saying. I just feel
I wouldn't have been listening to that if I'm 20. I wouldn't know what the hell he talking about for one. You know,
a lot of people.
He was going deep on that last album.
Yeah, I'm not. That's exactly why I can't sit here and choose him, because it's like I just feel like maybe if you were to take his prime songs, but even then, I just still feel like Drake he came in 10 years ago, and he's kind of just really been dominating the entire time. Like,
that's true,
but he just keeps coming with hit after hit after hit.
Jay dominated the previous 10 though. Jay-Z has just as many hits as Drake though. I gotta be honest with you.
That'd be a good battle.
That would be an awesome battle.
It would be really good.
Jay got hits going back to 95. So his 20 years probably equal Drake's 10. Let's put it like that. You know what I mean? With the social media and everything.
Because the social media, like, from like 95 to 2005, it was social media was just like nothing.
And Jay had it locked.
I think for me personally, what I look for, I don't even look for like what others say they think is popular, because everybody's gonna jump on the bandwagon. Like, I want to hear lyrically, like what, like when I listen to rappers, I listen to them because I feel like they're a lyrical, like they have lyrical genius to them. I don't listen to them. You know what
good lyrics is though? You don't come from an era with no ill lyricists, so how you know? Or the ill lyricist is my era.
Well, she's old
yeah, but that's kind of what I grew up listening to.
I got a couple of guys here and there, and they sound like they from the 90s. That's why they nice.
Necessarily, like, as far as music goes, I don't really listen to that much of like
the lyrics.
I don't really listen to like Lil Uzi Vert. Like, I do listen to their music, but what I mainly primarily focus on, like, I'll sit there, I listen more to like, you know, like whole era of music.
I like Juice WRLD. I did.
Juice WRLD was cool. Like, I'm bumping more so like Ja Rule, like people like that. That's what I listen to. As far as music, like that's my like. And then, like everybody's always so surprised when they look at my my library. They be like, "You're not even like that."
Now Ja Rule makes songs for the girls though. He got some endless classics.
I got two more for you. Ja Rule and 50.
I don't need no Molly to be savage.
That's
nobody. I don't know who that is. That's trash. Who you got on that one, JR?
Again, people tend to forget the hits that people have. Because I saw people on the internet talking about Ja Rule had hits. Ja Rule had hits for like 2 years. 50 been doing this shit. 50 been doing this shit for 10. He's been having hits. Then he bought out. He has albums with Mobb Deep, albums with MOP, who he bought out. I don't think Ja, after like 10 songs, Ja will be finished in a battle with 50 Cent. 50 still be on the Mobb Deep album. 50 still be on the first Unit album. 50 still be on the first mixtape. Never been a big Ja Rule fan. He was okay for a little minute. Then the nigga got destroyed by 50, and his career was over after that. So I don't know where all these hits are coming from that Ja Rule supposedly has. He got about three hits.
He got hits with.
He got about 3 hits. He got about 3 hits.
Ashanti.
All my ladies that be giving it up and say he got that one. He got
Between Me and You.
I don't know why we were talking.
Between Me was a good one.
He got about 3 to 5 hits. 50 got about 20 hits, bro.
So I don't know why we even talking to him about music. Remember, he
got about 20 hits.
He said Dave East is trash, and then he said nobody heard of Nipsey Hussle prior to him dying.
He didn't. Nobody did. Nobody in New York City knew the nigga. What are you talking about? And another thing, you can never question my musical acumen. That's like question me about sports. I was born doing both of them. I came out the womb doing both of them. I was writing songs at 4 years old, bro. I'm not the one. I was writing songs. That's probably better than the songs these dudes right now at 4.
That don't mean that you never heard of
I know music very well. Ask anyone that know me. I can make it. I can create it. I can sing it. I can rap it. I know the history of it. I've done DJ. I've been in house parties. I know some of the greatest rappers in history personally. I done ghost wrote. What?
JR, nobody's talking about that.
Read the book first.
JR, nobody's talking about that. we clearly said you are miscalculating the savviness,
the potency of Ja Rule.
Hold on. You're clearly mistaken or miscalculating the people knew Dave East and Nipsey Hussle prior to.
He only got me on 3 things, Sazoo. He told me I don't know music because I said I didn't like Dave East that well. So I don't like Dave East that much, so I don't know music, right? I don't think Ja Rule has more hits than 50.
No, JR, you're missing
me over 2 things.
JR, you're missing what I'm saying. JR, because
Mark like to do that to me.
JR, because you didn't hear about them doesn't mean that the community and the culture didn't hear about it. That's what we're saying.
Listen, we're not gonna go back into this Nipsey Hussle thing because I live in Queens and nobody was talking about son. Okay,
you ain't in his demographic.
I thought he was a legend.
What? You said he's a legend.
You gotta be in his demographic. If he a legend We know the culture. You know legends.
Who said he's a legend though?
So Nipsey's not considered a legend by your generation?
I mean, now he is.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he's dead.
But what makes him legendary is about it's more than just the music that makes him legendary. So you may not know him for the
his
music,
community work, right?
No, because his empowerment movement made him legendary, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but we knew his music. Fuck, not saying fuck him. I'm just saying fuck that.
Last Prince time that I checked.
Prince, there you go, see? Prince versus Michael Jackson, the end. What you got?
Oh, gosh. That's crazy. Wow, that's a good one.
Who you got?
Nah, I can't. Like, that shit would have me going up one night. Either way. Either way, that shit got me going up.
Prince versus Peanut Gallery, who you got?
That's the ultimate battle, but
I
always loved Michael Jackson better than Prince. I just like Michael Jackson's music better than Prince's, but I like Prince too, but not like Mike. Prince had like 5 songs I really like. That's it. 5. Rest of his music was mad weird to me. That's just me. The whole Doves Cry album, dope. After that, Under the Cherry Moon and all that, I like the movies, the music.
That was a trash album.
Mike had albums. Michael Jackson never put out a trash album. He always saved it. At least he had Black and White on one of them.
Invincible was kind of trash. Invincible was kind of trash.
I don't even remember that. Oh, that's the one he tried to make the movie for, to hype it, to boost it.
Yeah, that was kind of trash.
I think for me, I'd have to give it to Michael Jackson because I think it's a lot harder to remember a song you don't like rather than a song that you like. It's way harder to remember a song you don't like than
Prince music is just a little weird sometimes. Like
I think that Prince, like I just like more so what I like about Prince is just his image and the way that he pulled it off. Like that's Prince, what I like about him. But
remember, Prince wrote, engineered, did the beats of all of his shits.
Prince kept a dime piece.
And that.
Prince kept a dime piece.
Apollonia, Sheila E. So you might have been down with his clip if you was a musician back in the days.
Yeah, he definitely probably would have recruited you.
Yes.
He would have recruited Sazzle.
Yeah.
I can't be around nobody that's hair look better than mine, so it would have been slow because he had his hair done. And I can't.
Or he did. I fuck with Prince. That'd be a great one. I would suggest they do it where a family member of Prince and a family member of Michael Jackson, they narrate or DJ the songs. That'd be dope. That would
be a good one. I think that would definitely have a lot of viewers to it for sure.
That'd be dope.
That's about everybody would want to see the Battle of the Legends.
That'd be dope. I don't want to see Little Jock versus Little John. I don't want to see that type of stuff.
I heard Havoc was about to go in. Ooh. Havoc was about to battle. Havoc hit Swiss Beats because tomorrow's the 25th anniversary of the Infamous album. One of my favorite albums ever.
So who
Havoc gonna Prodigy.
Who are you gonna battle? Alchemist?
So Havoc got with Swizz and said, "Yo, I can hold it down. Give me somebody to battle." And Swizz said he's gonna get back to him. He probably looking at like somebody like Alchemist or But Havoc was tearing shit down then. He was making beats for everybody. And those Mob got a lot of bangers, man. Woo!
That shit was maybe one of the best beats ever made.
Yeah, man. Yeah. How many times they used that? Like, but they got everything. Like Mobb Deep, my favorite group, so I know like every album, including P's 2 album, HNIC, and the other one, like word for word.
Oh, that's crazy.
I love Mobb Deep. That's the Prodigy, man.
We good? Let me give me a take on that. Teddy Riley like the old man at the barbecue, trying to figure out the technology thing. Babyface is too cool for this bullshit. He like it's beneath all this is beneath him. Like he's so in the clouds. It's crazy.
He said he just want to retouch with the people. He just want to reconnect with the peasants real quick.
Yeah, real quick, just to let you know I'm here. And then I'm gonna go back to my mountaintop and just chill. He had on a crushed velvet fucking
He's still living in another world. We know. We know Teddy.
Babyface is out there, yo. He kept saying, that's a cute little song you got there, Teddy. That's cute. I like that little cuteness. That's cute.
Yeah, like you see him, Teddy would play a song and Babyface would give like that little, this is a nice little, you know, niggericious tune.
Yeah. Because Teddy, I'm
making classic shit. This is a nice little stripper club jam. I remember that one.
Yeah.
30 stripper club over in VA was rocking this one.
Meanwhile, Babyface is playing Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey song.
He's like, yeah, we was at the house one day and you know, Whitney came. I wrote a classic. Teddy like, yo, word up. We was at the Bomb Room. We just came off V Beach doing a video. We had some hoes in the room. Yeah. I got the piano, and they just said, check, baby, 1, 2, 3, 4, check, man. It went crazy.
That reminds me, your man Babyface, he pulled out a guitar real quick. He said, I'm gonna play my white boy song real quick.
Yeah, let you know.
But anyway,
because honestly, let me just say one more thing. Honestly, Babyface could have said, he's a good dude. He could have said, wait a minute. What's my net worth? What's your net worth? You want to battle who? Because that's what a lot of guys going to do.
Ain't that many people got that much money.
You, bro. But legend-wise, yes, you took a legend of hip hop, soul, and a legend of New Jack Swing. And put them together, man. I mean, you took two godfathers of a sound. That's what it is. That's what I'm looking for.
Puffy versus Dr.
Specific sound.
I heard Puffy versus Dr. Dre may be in the works.
Puff ain't never make a beat in his life, bro. That's not gonna work.
Yeah, we know that.
So now you moving the goalposts.
Nah, but he's listed as producer though. It is what it is.
Has he written a lyric? Has he made a beat?
Well, you can say the same about Mike then. Mike Jackson.
Nah, Mike Jackson wrote him and Quincy Jones used to argue. Quincy wanted to bring in writers. Mike wanted to write the whole album. They always argue.
Yeah, but Quincy was the one that really...
This shit sounded the same. Let me bring somebody in to write for you. I'm not feeling this song. Mike ain't like that. Mike was a genius.
We out. This segment's over. Click. It's over.
Right.
And we're back with another installment, another segment of A Different Lens. I'm Mark Williams, and I'm gonna go. Who are you, young fella? Hey,
Inmate 03429. What's going on over there?
Time. I'm gambling, trying to get tagged in. It was chow time. It was chow time. They opened my cell. They threw in some bullshit peanut butter sandwiches, and I asked for the chicken.
You have the chicken in jail?
I asked for the chicken. They threw me in peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Lock them down.
And then underneath, on the bottom, in the center, we have
Sazoo.
It's your segment.
That's it. So now we're going to lead off with you. You want to talk about social media and the Mayweather family. What we got?
Okay, so as I'm pretty sure everyone knows, because they're always in the headlines, it's Yaya Mayweather and NBA Youngboy. Apparently, he was photographed or posted a video or something with another female, and they felt the need to bring Yaya into it. But my thing is, I just feel like she responded back saying that it was her, and I just feel like at this point, I would want to lay low and not even kind of be around him, because it's like last week, 2 weeks ago, you were just about to get arrested, going to jail, all of this about this girl that you supposedly stabbed in the house that's in critical condition in the hospital.
That's crazy.
And what I really wanted to focus on was, I don't know because I'm not a parent yet, but as parents, like, would you allow your daughter to sit there and throw her life away, especially knowing how big of a name you are. You're Floyd Mayweather. You can't get your daughter in check?
No.
You like...
I think... go ahead, Gerald.
So, it's just a wild story, and it didn't even make the news cycle very long, you know? And everybody's like, where's Floyd? Where's Floyd? This is the thing, where's Floyd? Fathers that are successful like him, first of all, Floyd was never really home. Just because that's his daughter doesn't mean that he has any kind of relationship with her, for one. I just want you to know that. Beyond throwing her a bag here and there. That doesn't mean he's trained her about men. And most likely, like Lawrence Fishburne's daughter, Floyd Mayweather's daughter, a lot of these girls are longing for a relationship with their father. They never have one. Or he's out, he has children with other women, or he's on the road working, making all those millions of dollars that he has that you always see. You never see Floyd Mayweather with his kids. That's not a persona he wanted to ever portray. He got mad kids, but you don't see them around. Like you see these guys, they always got their kids, they're happy that their kids. No, so she's obviously a troubled girl. And she's a regular 19, 18-year-old girl. She's with a dude that NBA YoungBoy, he's huge celebrity. He had like the most, in 2018, I think he had more digital downloads than any rapper in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, every time I go to that Therefore, he's right there.
And he's wild. He's a wild dude. I remember when we were young, like that, 18, 19. He's a wild boy. He got the baby's mother. He got a lot of drama. He got a lot of women. They want to be with him. They willing to be do dummy for him. And I didn't agree with him flipping on, like yelling at Floyd, because Floyd will knock him out. But I don't know why he would attack him and talk about your bitch ass daddy and all that. See, that's where the young dudes get out of line.
So hold on, let me get this straight. So Shorty is Floyd's daughter, and she's out there stabbing people and fighting people for no reason.
But she's not even
because
she
of
legal,
him.
But she's an adult. She's an adult, really.
Yeah. So she's 21.
Yeah.
No, she's like 19.
Okay. So what are we gonna say, Zazu?
I was gonna say
19,
she has
20,
like
21.
This is the thing. She goes back and forth, like she's always in the headlines because she's always fighting like another female because of the boyfriend, young boy. And it's like, just I don't even know. Like
maybe that's her way of showing that she loves him.
But I just could not sit there and be so like,
yeah,
like you stabbed me because I'm trying to.
Okay, she's 20. I got a clarification. She's 20.
I'm trying to let my child's father know about his child or something to do with our child, and you're gonna sit here and stab me because I'm trying to be an adult.
Yeah, she's wild.
Yeah,
everybody's not rational.
Yeah, she's crazy, and maybe the person that is just as.
And you know, when you're 20 and getting your back twisted out, you don't make rational decisions. So
I just think that anybody on the scene at that moment should have taken, like, they should have never let it get to that point. And like, I just could never sit there and so blindly follow behind somebody that way who just disrespects me, disrespects my father, talking about, oh, your bitch ass daddy don't pay for nothing. Like, how do you feel comfortable allowing somebody to sit there and just talk that way to you, about you?
Maybe
like,
she feel like he tough because he's screaming on her pops. Maybe she respect that because maybe she never seen nobody slam on her pops like that. He Floyd Mayweather.
And maybe she's using that as an outlet because she's mad at her father.
Right.
She really can't say that stuff.
For
so
neglect.
Maybe her issue may be deep, and you should dive into her, Sazu, because maybe her issue is deep down inside where she's not really...
No, I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that at all. She definitely has a lot of trauma that she needs to work on, but woo, child. That's all I'm saying.
You can get your master's degree off of her alone, huh?
Pretty much.
I mean, she's definitely gonna do a couple months. I don't think she'll do a lot of time because the girl's not critically wounded or anything, but she gonna get a couple months.
And you know what else too?
Or maybe
today's generation, and I'm not going to be an old man in the room. They have a hard time dealing with neglect, and they don't know how to act it out in a positive manner, as far as talking it out or whatever the case may be. And they just lash out violently, which means that stabbings leads to stabbings and ass whippings.
Like my man Kevin said, she dealing with dudes who act like her dad. Basically, that's it.
Because that's all she knows.
Pretty much. She better get it together. Because she looking like a real loser out here. Goofy. She's looking goofy with that move.
Today's word is goofy.
Yeah, that's what she's looking like. Goofy. And her pops know he can't do anything about it. You don't think he try to speak to her? But once she a grown woman, she 20. If she ain't trying to hear it, ain't nothing you could do. Because what can he do? Nothing.
I'm sorry, but you can never be more grown than your parents. So with that being said,
well, you have moral standards and ethics.
Right.
I'm so sorry, but you just gotta, those are the ones you gotta snatch by the face like that and take them.
Like with the claw?
Like you just gotta take them and just shake them a little.
Yeah,
they'll get it.
Yeah. You can't do it when you're 20. You gotta do it at like 9 and 10 though.
I mean, I definitely think that parents, honestly, of course, it's very obvious. They play a role in how you turn out as an individual.
Right.
Sometimes there's those cases where you do have great, amazing, loving parents and you just turn out to be a shithead and there's nothing anybody can do about it. But I definitely feel like their relationship plays a role in the situation. Because if you see that your father treats you one way, you would never settle for less than that. Like, I'm not gonna deal. Like, I never had to deal with no shit like that before. I'm not doing that. So it's very clear that like she has like residing issues with her father that she needs to work out with. But also, I think as a grown man, as a father, you need to step up and like make that effort, because not always are the children going to be like, you know, I'm hurting, like I want you to be there for me. But if the parent makes the effort, I'm pretty sure the child is going to try at the very least to voice how they feel. If not work on it, they'll just voice how they feel, which will make them feel at least a little better.
So here's my question. At what point in his public persona has Floyd shown any type of compassion for anyone other than Floyd?
Never. So
what do you expect? Remember, Floyd went to jail for whipping his wife's butt, something like that too, I think. He got into a situation. But anyway, we're gonna wrap. Anything else for social media and all this hotness going on out here in the world?
Actually, I do.
Go.
Don't give me an attitude. Because first of all, this one is good. This one is, I know we always talk about her, and honestly, she should just sponsor us at this point. But Alexis Sky.
What she do?
Her and her supposed best friend are on the outs right now. And he's going back and forth, just throwing out receipts about everything in her life, talking about this and that. Like, he basically did a questionnaire thing where people were just asking him like different things on Instagram, like the question and answer. They was asking him like, oh, is Alexis Sky's trafficking story true? And he basically answered it. He was like, it's very true, but she's just trying to use it for clout. Basically, that's what he was saying.
Which we knew.
We said that.
We definitely did say that. And I just think it's crazy because you can't trust him.
He's giving all the tea up.
Pretty much. Basically, if whatever they asked him, he was putting it out there. Like, and he's basically saying like, you know, if she stops doing that, then I will stop. But just know I have stuff on her, pictures, videos, everything, receipts. That he's like, he got everything. He ready.
Yeah, but we can kind of imagine what she's done to get to this level. She don't do nothing. She date dudes and she uses her special needs daughter to get as a clout chaser as well, which I find.
That's bad.
I find that to be disgusting. But another thing, she's supposed to be opening up a store, like a boutique or something, like a spa thingy. Basically, she just got a space. And he had revealed that apparently she's dating somebody right now that's basically paying for that, which is, I mean, we basically know that already. But
yeah, but that's the lifestyle that they live. Dudes paid to play. Like, that's an established hustle where you can't even knock that hustle anymore because some women have actually been successful using that hustle. Going back to Melissa Ford, whoever you want to talk about, you know what I mean? Like,
I think that's part of today's fabric of society.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be mad at her because you know how hard it really is to get someone to pay for it. Like, a lot of girls talk it and they want that, but you kind of have to become the commodity for those guys to want to chase you down. You know, because it's all the same thing. You like a trophy, they're like a trophy. It's the game that they play. She only gonna deal with dudes that's in that game and in that circle, looking for that type of excitement. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it is what it is.
I.e. Amber Rose, I.e. Kardashians, I.e. all of them.
Yeah. Every girl sitting next to the guy when he gets drafted on draft day.
Yo.
Less than 10% of them gonna be around. Yo, did you see the white girl get snatched up?
Mom snatched up. You seen that, Zazu? The mom snatched her. Hey, get off his lap.
Did you see that? That's what. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I'll show you right now.
The dude got drafted. He's from Brooklyn. He got drafted. He was happy, putting his hat on and all that.
And his girl was hugging him.
His girl was.
She looked like a damn defensive lineman herself, right?
Thick and brolic, right? So he picked up. She sat on his lap and gave him a hug and held on to him while the national TV cameras on him. The mom came up and was like, "Yo, shorty, get up out of here. Yo, get up out of here!" Like,
yeah, the girl ain't want to move. Mom yanked her out the camera picture, like completely.
And he didn't, as he's not supposed to. He didn't come to her defense.
He know what it is. Mama been talking about since sophomore year. Mama been telling him get rid of her.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, I love her. She stick by me.
All right.